Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President of the Republic has over the years shown extreme commitment to the private sector and is flourished. Tonight, he speaks to us from the heart as our keynote speaker. Please welcome His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Thank you very much. They said that it's not a very wise thing to stand between a hungry man and his lunch. And so my intention is not to make a long speech. I just want to express regrets for the delay in having this lunch. My understanding is that you've also been busy, just as I have been busy. As I have been busy, we had a long, hard but fruitful cabinet meeting. And after the cabinet meeting, I was waiting in my office for us to share this food together. They say that breaking bread in the Bible, for those of you who are religious, is a sign of amity and brotherhood between you and whoever you're sharing lunch or dinner with. And so I want to warmly welcome you. It gives me the opportunity to repay you for the very warm hospitality that I was given when I visited your beautiful city. I came back with very many fond memories and all the presents and gifts that you gave me, the souvenirs and the cases of wine that I was loaded with. I managed to bring them on the airplane, and I managed to drink a few bottles, but I still have a lot at home. So any of you who comes to visit me in the house, I can be very confident that I'll serve you Bordeaux wine. But I want to express appreciation and to say how I'm impressed by your business sense in the very prompt response that you have given since I paid the visit. In your return visit, I have had the opportunity to go on investment and business visits to many countries, and sometimes it takes a year or more before you receive a return visit. But I can see that Bordeaux is, ready for business, and so it was just last October I visited, and then this is just February, and already, you've put together this business delegation to come and explore both academic exchanges and also business opportunities together. I want to say that Ghana is the second largest economy in West Africa after Nigeria. Nigeria is the largest, Cote d'Ivoire is the third largest, and then after that you have Senegal, and after these four, I don't know what the order is, the rest, come somewhere, there. But these are the four largest economies, and Ghana is the second. And one of the things we've been doing over the years is to create an environment that allows businesses to use Ghana as a platform to not only reach our own internal domestic market, but also to be able to reach the rest of the West African market. And so we have very many businesses from all over the world that are positioning themselves here because of probably one of the most important selling points that we have, that is the safest, securest, destination in West Africa in terms of safety and security, in terms of the hospitality of the people, in terms of the friendliness of the people. And for us, language is no barrier. Even if we don't understand your language, we are able to use sign language to understand each other. That is the Ghanaian for you. And the Ghanaian is always ready to give a lending hand to a visitor or a stranger because it's a part of our culture. And so I want to welcome you. There are many opportunities that we're looking at. We have been implementing a program with the IMF in order to stabilize the economic environment. You know that the world economic situation is very volatile and it's affecting different countries in different ways. For us in emerging markets, because of the American recovery, there is quite a lot of money that is moving out of emerging markets back into the more secure markets of Europe and America. And then also because of the China slowdown, it is affecting commodity-driven economies. And our economy, even though we're making efforts to diversify, is still driven largely by commodity exports. And so oil, cocoa, gold are three leading exports. And then after that you have tourism, and then you have non-traditional exports and all the other things that we do. And so one of the things the government has set as a vision is to try and diversify the economy as much as possible by doing two things. One, adding value to the exports that we put out. And so we're attracting investments into the oil and gas sector in terms of both midstream and downstream processing. And we're seeing that even though foreign direct investments are declining in much of Africa, in Ghana there has been an increase in foreign direct investments, both in terms of the upstream, midstream, and downstream. And so that's an area that we're open for business. Another area is the power sector, like I spoke about when I was in Bordeaux. Ghana wants to turn itself into the hub for power production in West Africa, so that we're able to feed our own domestic demand of a growing economy. This year, even though growth has slowed to just about 4%, our expectation is that in 2016, that's for 2015, 2016 we expect that the economy should grow above 6%. And in 2017, the IMF predicts that our economy will grow above 9%. And so that means that there's going to be a speeding up of the economic growth, and it means that it's going to create more business opportunities in country. One of the areas I'm passionate about is agricultural and agro-industry. One, to be able to provide food security for the country, but also as a means of diversifying the economy from just relying on oil and gas and gold and the traditional export crops, to also develop a strong agro-industrial economy, for which we have a comparative advantage because we have huge tracts of land, we have water, we have sunshine, and so that's an area that we want to look at. There are other things like light manufacturing, textiles and garments, light electronics, and so many other things that we could look at. But like I said in Bordeaux, I said the taste of the pudding is in the eating. You just don't stand at a distance and look at the pudding and say, oh, this pudding is going to be delicious. You only know if you taste the pudding. And so I'm happy that you put together this delegation. Coming to Ghana is like tasting the pudding, because you can, as businessmen, I know you have a nose for an environment that is conducive for investment, and I'm hoping that your nose is picking up that Ghana is the right place to invest. So let me just welcome you as president and to assure you that this country is open for business. We are in an election year. This is going to be our 7th election since our 1992 constitution, and all the elections have gone very well. The political rhetoric ratchets up during elections, but that is not peculiar to Ghana. I'm sure if you look at what's happening with Donald Trump and all those in the US, then we are even much more benign in terms of the political rhetoric. But certainly the debates are sharper, and there is a lot of hyperbole and exaggeration in the atmosphere. But Ghana altogether is a safe place. We will have good elections, and hopefully you will come and meet me here again. And so I want to thank you very much, and to wish you bon appetit, and to express the hope that you have a very nice trip, and that we would have the opportunity from the trip that I paid and this trip that you've paid to be able to make some win-wins in terms of signaling, some investments. We have Mawina, our GIPC Chief Executive, who will continue to follow up the various agreements that are made. And we have a very hard-working ambassador in France. I can never thank her enough for the work she's been doing to strengthen the bonds between our two countries. I like to say that for us, there are no linguistic distinctions. That era is past. And so we're just as hospitable to French business as any other country that was previously a colony of France. And that's why many French companies are setting up here. And I always use Touton as my ambassadors. I've appointed them as ambassadors, to tell all other French businesses how good it is to invest here. But of course, there are many other French businesses operating here, and I think that they know things are good. With the IMF program, we had a very good first review, very good second review. We've got the end of year figures from 2015, and the results are very good. On all the criteria that we agreed, we benchmarked with the IMF. We have satisfied all those conditions, and we were aiming, the target we set together was a 7.3% deficit to GDP, and we have done better than that, it's 7%. And in 2016, we're going to bring it down to 5.3%. And as the deficit goes down, we expect that by end of year, inflation rate should come down to about 10%, and interest rates should follow that course. So it means that the macro environment is going to get much better. The CD, that's our currency, has stabilized, and so it makes it more predictable. Because the deficit is going down, all the other indicators are beginning to fall in place. And so for those of you who look at the economy figures and mark them before you take a decision to invest, I can tell you all the indicators are pointing in the right direction. So welcome very much and enjoy your lunch. Thank you.